internet goes, any thoughts on Bluesky versus Mastodon? Um, I think Mastodon is far better. That's my thought.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm getting really, 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 really tired of these Twitter alternatives. And here are the discussions that I hear. I hear, oh man, yeah, Twitter's gone to crap. I hate it, blah, blah, blah. And then I hear, and then there's threads, but I don't like the moderation on threads because there's been apparently some moderation issues on threads recently. And everyone's like describing a platform that already exists. I just get so frustrated by it. They're like, yeah, we just want a platform that, we can, we can kind of create our own rules. We can kind of, set up our own, like, but it's not controlled by a billionaire or a big tech company. The only one that does that's Mastodon. And I just get really frustrated seeing all these discussions of like where people just blatantly ignore the obvious solution in the room. And I say this as somebody who doesn't love Mastodon. I think Mastodon is really rough around the edges. I have a lot of weird issues with it. I think it's obnoxious with how it like shows likes and stuff on the timeline. I think it's weird how like if I get a link to a Mastodon server on Signal and it's not the one that I use, it just opens in my web browser and it doesn't open in my Mastodon client. I think that's super messy and obnoxious. So I have a lot of complaints with Mastodon, but it resolves the core issues that people have with all these other platforms, which is moderation and not being owned by some like giga billionaire macho bro. Like
Right.
Zuckerberg recently has been really obnoxious. I don't know if you've been keeping up with his new emo phase recently, but
No, I haven't.
yeah. But I know you have thoughts on this as someone who hosts a Mastodon server.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Mastodon is just clearly more, it's technically superior to Bluesky when it comes to like kind of democratizing and decentralizing the social media space. I think Bluesky is still very highly reliant on like centralized platforms, and it's still reliant on like billionaire funding, for example. So you have all the issues associated with that. But really, the model, I think, doesn't really make sense in terms of building a federated platform. They're really building basically a straight up Twitter alternative. And it's very easy to see why people, like a certain demographic of people who use Twitter, enjoy Bluesky a lot because I think the vibe is very similar because they're very similar products. But I don't think there will ever be like a real decentralized ecosystem around Bluesky, whereas the federated model that Mastodon uses and that Matrix uses makes a lot more sense to me. It's very similar to how email works right now, and email is very decentralized. There are so many email providers you can choose from, and extending that model to social media just makes the most sense. So
Yeah.
I yeah, I will not be using Bluesky, and I'll keep using Mastodon because I think it's better.
Yeah, and I think I've done this rant now like 10 times. Like every month the last 10 months I feel I've had this rant. If you don't like the direction Twitter/X is going, because it's controlled by one person from a not so great company, whatever your reasons are, I have news for you, which is that Threads is not going to end up different. Threads
Yeah, I
might
don't
be
know why
good
that's so
now, like
shocking.
every Facebook product is when it's launched, but before you know it, it's going to be an ad platform that's entire purpose is to serve you ads. It's going to be AI nonsense, AI crap, and it's going to turn out like every other Facebook platform. Are you telling me that Facebook kind of got their stuff together just for this one launch? I don't know. I'm just hypercritical of Facebook products. I think it's crazy that people think that like Threads is the answer to the direction Twitter's gone, where it's
Yeah.
probably going to end up being the same exact thing in 5 years.
You just watched a clip from the Techlore Clips channel, which is taken from our main channel, Techlore, where we talk about digital rights, privacy, security, and so much more about tech to give you a better relationship with the technology you use. Check out the main channel over here, and also check out maybe another suggested video to learn more.